Tom Wenham from Ilkley in West Yorkshire has arrived with an extraordinary piece of sporting history.
Hello.
Hello.
What have we got in the box?
These are my Gran's running spikes.
Oh, wow. Dean, if you don't mind joining us?
Not at all.
For expert cobbler Dean Westmoreland, this job is the perfect fit.
See, these are your Gran's running spikes.
She ran for Great Britain in the 1936 Olympics.
Really?
In Berlin, and won a silver medal in the 4x100 relay squad.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So your Gran, what was her name?
Audrey. Audrey Brown.
Those Olympics that she ran in was quite important with social history. But Hitler was on the rise, and it was like a lot of people wouldn't turn up to those games. So did she ever explain what it was like?
She did, and I know that she certainly felt deeply uncomfortable about some elements of participating, that it was Nazi Germany's way of legitimising themselves on the world stage. It was obviously a huge, significant profile to Hitler personally. And
Yeah. Because was Hitler there? Hitler was there, wasn't he?
yeah, absolutely. Watched Gran run. The German team were nailed-on favourites for a gold and then dropped the baton in front of Hitler.
Whoa.
So Gran's medal was not presented to her by Hitler. I think something in hindsight she was quite happy with, but she was certainly aware of the enormous significance of the event, but obviously very proud and wanting to represent her country.
Did you ever get to meet your Gran?
Yeah.
Okay.
Growing up, she was very much Gran at the time. She perhaps didn't look like your typical Olympic sprinter.
Right.
But my mum certainly tells of stories of running for the bus and being sort of dragged along at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And she was a big part of my life. I played lacrosse and was lucky enough to play for England myself and have now coached the England team.
Yeah.
Sport's been an enormous part of my life, absolutely driven by my Gran. And the shoes represent her igniting that fire.
Yeah. So, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen running shoes from the 1930s. Now, are they supposed to be that flat?
No, they're such incredibly thin leather that we've always been really wary of touching and even trying to make them look like shoes.
Have you ever worked on running shoes like this before?
I've worked on running shoes, but nothing of this age. But I like a challenge, you know.
You like a challenge?
Yeah. I believe they used kangaroo leather. It was very thin and very strong, and it moulded to your foot nicely.
Wow.
If Dean's able to restore these, what are you going to do with them?
We'd love to have them on display. Gran came from an era where women's sport just wasn't necessarily taken particularly seriously, and that idea of her being able to support and inspire and maybe just be a little bit of a catalyst for other young girls to get involved in athletics in particular, I know that would be hugely special to her.
I hope I can do them justice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing these in.
My pleasure, and really grateful to you as well. Thank you very much.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
They're enormously important to us because they are a tangible and physical reminder, an opportunity for us to visualise what it must have been like for Gran to literally be in those shoes at the Olympic Games. I think she would think it was fabulous that the shoes would be preserved and then hopefully enjoyed by a whole new generation.
Now that is some history right there, isn't it?
It is, yeah, some heritage.
How are you going to get them back into a shoe shape?
Well, I think we're going to have to get a shoemaker's last, which is a wooden form, which will go in, and that'll help reshape the upper
Right.
before we begin work on the bottom.
You best get these over to your bench so you can get them over the finish line.